How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm great.
It's a beautiful rainy day.
It's a beautiful rainy day. It's a very busy week,
Yes.
but we are here. And what are we doing here?
We're going to record a podcast
Yeah.
with Dana.
Dana Walker from Michigan Downtown Association.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for joining us.
Well, I'm honored, especially if it's a busy week. Not that any week in the summer for
right.
a downtown
Yeah.
isn't busy,
Yeah,
but
true.
yeah, I can appreciate the fact that you have a concert later on today.
We do.
It might be a little drizzly. What do I do?
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
here I am about to chit chat about.
You're just a ray of sunshine.
Oh, well.
See, that's why
Yeah.
she works for the DDA.
Yeah, cut. We cannot do
I
anything
know.
better than what that was just said.
I love it. I love it.
Well,
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, so welcome. Why don't you tell us who you are and what you do? I know I just said that,
Yeah.
but what is the Michigan Downtown Association?
Right. So the Michigan Downtown Association is a nonprofit organization. We're celebrating 45 years this year. And we are member driven. So we have members from across the state, downtowns mainly, but we also have counties and individuals, businesses, townships. And why do we exist? Because we want to help downtowns in Michigan thrive. So we offer advocacy, resources, networking opportunities, education for all of our members. And really that's why you'd be a member, and that's the goal of our organization for the last 45 years, is to really help strengthen Michigan downtowns, no matter the size, because it all happens in downtown, and from what happens in downtown, ripple effects into your municipality, into the region, into the local economy.
Mm-hmm.
So we really believe downtowns are the heartbeat of the state.
Oh.
Isn't that your podcast?
Well, it is actually. And a shameless plug. We do have a podcast with the Pulse, and
The
so
Pulse.
where we interview our downtown directors across the state
Wow.
because of how important.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, let's sign you up now. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so I can attest, being new in my role, working with the MDA has been beyond helpful in getting me up to speed and learning about what I'm supposed to be doing. And am I doing it? No, not all of it. But yes, I know where the goalpost is.
Right. Well, and it's just a resource, and it's a network. More and more I hear how important the MDA is as because of our networking that we do.
Mhm.
And if you're having a concern or what do I do here, I might not know the answer, but I know who will know the answer.
Right.
And there's power in numbers. So we provide that advocacy both in Lansing and in DC, like, hey, this is what our downtowns are seeing, what we need. And so really it's all of that we strive to do for our members across the state.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So how did you get into this?
It's a loaded question. So like any downtown person, downtown director, I did not go to school to be a downtown director. But what happened was I did go to school to be an educator. So I taught in Utica schools for 11 years. And then I wasn't a great teacher anymore. And I realized that. So I said, it's time to retire.
Okay.
So I left public education. And one thing led to another. And I opened a gift store in downtown Farmington. And I loved it, and it was 2005-ish, and my business partner and I said, well, it can't get worse, the economy. It did.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
just
Spoiler alert.
Just a little spoiler alert, it did. But in those 3 years that I owned the business in downtown Farmington, it was such a learning experience, and I loved downtown. And I really had never experienced, we'd go to downtown, but to immerse yourself in that community and what a downtown does. Oh, it was unbelievable. And then to own a small business, a gift store, I learned so much about what small business means, what they need, what a downtown does, what a DDA or a Main Street program, whatever it might be, offers to the community and the importance. And so from there, I just literally stumbled upon two things. One, my future husband, who
Wow.
lived.
We gotta come back to that.
I will kind of explain who lived and lives in Lapeer County, and so just based on a little Google search, Imlay City, located in Lapeer County, was hiring a promotions assistant for their DDA. So it all kind of worked out. And I went to the Imlay City DDA as promotion assistant. And from there, went to their Chamber of Commerce director. From there, went to their DDA director.
Okay.
In the time that frame, Lance and I got married. And so my home now is Lapeer County.
Okay.
And the Imlay City DDA was a member of the MDA. And I'm almost done with my story.
No,
And then-
I love this. I love it.
So from there, Imlay City was a member of the MDA. There was an opening on the MDA board, and I thought, well, I should get more involved. I kind of like this, and I like what the MDA is doing. So became a board member, and then when the director of the time retired, opened up that position, and I applied. And so I've been here now 6 years, if you can believe it, 6 years and some change, and love every second of it. If you look in the dictionary next to perfect job for Dana,
Oh.
it says MDA director
Aw,
because I
that's
get to
awesome.
do what I love every
Yeah.
day, and that's help downtowns, help small business, help communities, and provide those resources. I just love it.
That's a great story.
Yeah, kind of a wacky way to do it. So I never went to school to be anything downtown person.
Yeah.
No economic development.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to be an educator.
Yeah.
And then things changed and I can't, God bless you teachers. Can I be serious for
Shout out to
a
the
moment?
teachers.
Shout out to the teachers. I don't know how they do it because
Yeah.
since I've left, there's something called social media,
Oh, yeah.
cell phones,
Mhm.
all of that now in the
Mhm.
schools. And it was a hard job back then. I can't even imagine
Oh.
now.
Yeah.
So,
So many things.
yeah, big hugs, teachers.
Yes. I had the pleasure, when you think about what kind of jobs you want to have as you grow up, teaching was not on the list. Like it was on the other list of not to do.
Sure.
And then COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the pleasure of teaching my children
yeah.
at home.
Yeah.
So in conjunction with their actual teachers. And I still
Mm-hmm.
solidified that I absolutely not for me.
Yeah. Right.
So I bless you for doing that, and any other teacher that does that, because it's hard.
It is.
It's
It
hard.
is. Yeah.
Did you want to circle back to something?
Yeah, I just wanted to know how you guys met.
Oh, so actually, Lance and I met online. It was
Oh.
eHarmony.
Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we met on eHarmony, and our first date was at a Tiger game.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
That's
And our
great.
anniversary for meeting is next Wednesday, June
Aw.
25th. So it's all circling back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
how
So-
sweet.
Congratulations.
Well, thanks. I had to look up where North Branch was on the Michigan map because he is from North Branch. That's where we live now. So, but yeah, it's been a great experience, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a great story. I always find it so interesting to see how people navigated into their job and kind of the steps that they took along the way that have gotten them to where they are. And I love it when someone is where they want to be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's inspiring.
Definitely.
For sure. And then things have changed so much, obviously, in the last 6 years.
Mhm.
Since I took over, it was, now we're doing webinars, which was kind of not something
Yeah.
the MDA was doing in 2018, but then things change, right? And so we offer more webinars. We have found, like I kind of mentioned, the networking has become more and more important because I think people in this profession need that social interaction and like a sounding board. Am I doing it right? What could I be doing better? And that's in any profession, right? You need that kind of reassurance, but also like, how can I be better, and just to let off steam or whatever. So the job certainly has changed. But I think the MDA as a whole, we have a great working board, great working committees. So it's certainly not a team of one. It's just like any downtown organization. It takes a team. It takes everyone to pull together.
Yeah. One of the things that I always found really cool about the workshops and conferences that you host is the walking tour of the location. So can you talk a little bit about how you decide a location and some of the benefits from that piece of that workshop or conference?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 3 events every year, 2 workshops and an annual conference. So the conference committee meets every week. So it is a working
Wow.
committee, yes,
Wow.
virtually. But it's been very helpful so that we can put on 3 quality workshops or conferences a year. We make sure that the host community is a member of the MDA. We really like it when there's a hotel located within the downtown, but sometimes that can't happen. So we try and get as close as possible. And just the space needed. So it kind of determines where we go. And we like to spread it across the state. So we'll be in Rochester in Oakland County, Rochester in November 6th and 7th this year. And so that's a 2-day event, and we do have a walking tour planned. So it's always been part of it where we do a walking tour because I think people really learn from the walking tour. And I love it when the host director goes around and says, okay, this is a project that really worked. And then the next stop, okay, this did not work. Because we need to learn from both the success and the maybe not so successful, the learning opportunities out there. But really, it's just that immersion for people to be within a downtown to see this. And also gives the people a chance to be like, okay, tomorrow I'm coming back during break and I'm going to go in that little store or there's the coffee shop I want, So it's a great way those walking tours are a lot of fun.
That's awesome. How do you decide the topics that you're going to present upon in your webinars, in your conferences and workshops?
We take a lot of the input from our members, or I'll get a question via email from a member, and then next week another question similar, and I'm like, okay, well, clearly this is a hot topic. And so the conference committee, like I said, meets every week, so we're constantly writing down ideas, what will work, what won't. Is there like a theme that we're seeing, and then we can attach the whole workshop to that theme. We just did one in the spring on the health of an organization and the health of a director. So, we talked about the mental health and your financial health for your organization. So we see little trends or patterns. Some things never go out of style. So we're always making sure that people understand tax increment financing and what a downtown development authority really is and can do. So some topics are like a guaranteed, but then also, who knew social districts would, and I'll tell you, in 2018, when I first started, the MGA was like, there's this thing called a social district. And we had talked to people at the state of Lansing say it will never happen in Michigan.
Oh.
And then COVID happened, and Weber from the Rochester area brought it to Lansing. I think he was a rep then, Representative Weber, and here it is, 4 or 5 years later, and they're going strong without any problems across the state.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's that. Like, we never thought we would need a webinar in a social district, but yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I personally think, that I go to your site as a resource first place because it's easy to navigate. It's very user friendly, and I think I learn as much as I possibly can. It's just easy for me to find information. So I appreciate everything that you do through the MDA. Do you have any questions? Or anything to follow back up on? I know that you do visit our events quite frequently, so we appreciate that as well.
Yes. I have been to your summer concerts, and also the St. Patty's Day was a lot of fun.
Yep. I think you came out for an Oktoberfest once. Pub crawl.
Oktoberfest. I did.
Yep.
Twice, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, rumor has it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can check our records because we're so good with the data.
Right. But no, obviously the collaboration between you and Lake Orion.
Yeah. Definitely.
We'd love to see that, across the state. We've been pushing that more also. It's, share your resources. It's not a competition. There's plenty of room for strong downtowns across the state.
Yeah.
And how can we work together to really make one another stronger?
Yeah.
And share those resources. And kudos to you and Lake Orion for doing that for a couple years now. And it's been amazing to watch and the growth.
Yeah. It was awesome to see that other communities are starting to do that. And again, I'm relatively new in my role, so maybe it's been happening for years, but just hearing about, I think there was like a burger kind of contest that recently happened between a couple communities.
Yeah, in Oakland County. I hate to list them because I'll miss one. I think it was Wixom, Lyon Township, South Lyon, and I think there was one more, and I can't remember. So forgive me, Oakland County community, that I just forgot. But yeah, so just stuff like that. And I know Lapeer County's downtowns get together and just to network once a month over lunch, just to share ideas.
Yeah.
So those three DDAs do it.
That's cool.
So it's that kind of network that you really do need
Yeah.
in whatever profession you're gonna
Yeah.
go into.
It's great to hear about what other communities are doing. I think we heard, I was able to attend the last one virtually.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to be there in person, but we had a conflict family wise. So, but like just walking away with some new ideas of what we would like to explore in our community. Obviously, not exactly, but maybe kind of switching it, or maybe stealing shamelessly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
R&D, rip
Yeah,
off and
exactly.
duplicate.
Yeah.
No, and that's what we love about our events is that sharing, and you can have a large budget or small budget, but the ideas that we present at our workshops or conferences, I think, really can be um, changed or edited or whatever you want to call it to your community, and there's going to be something there that that you want to use and can maybe change up and reevaluate. So yeah.
And can you talk a little bit about the resources that you offer for members?
Sure. So we get member discounts on our events, but also within our website, there's a member portal, and it's filled with files, templates, shareables that members can use. So whether it's the informational meetings that downtown development authorities have to do every year, we have a template for that, so it's easy breezy. If you need a sample bylaws, we have one in there for your organization. And those are just members that have said, hey, yeah, you can use this and rip off and duplicate. So a lot of resources that way. The MDA just hired, we put on retainer a lobbyist firm from the Lansing area. So now every week we get resources from them and updates from them about what's going on in Lansing. But more importantly, also, I think, is the MDA and downtowns are now front and center in front of our legislators' minds. And as we go into this potentially long budget season at the state level, I think that's going to be really important. So,
would you like to talk a little bit about Advocacy Day?
well, sure. Absolutely. Speaking
That's a
of.
nice transition.
Yeah. So every year we host an Advocacy Day, usually in March, and where we ask members to join us in Lansing. We set up meetings with our legislators, and it's a real casual lunch conversation with legislators that pop in, and you just have a simple conversation about, hey, do you know what's going on in downtown Oxford? This is what we do. What's your favorite downtown? And just get that conversation going. So legislators understand that, yes, there are organizations across the state dedicated to a downtown. And I don't know, I wish I could give someone credit for this, but I know I've heard it throughout MDA lore. It's like the Mackinac Bridge, a downtown. You spend 5 years painting the Mackinac Bridge. You know what happens on year 6? You go back and you start painting the Mackinac Bridge again because the work is never done.
Yeah.
Right. So you can, everyone right now, think of the best. Don't say it out loud, but think of the best in Michigan downtown out there. Their work doesn't stop tomorrow because they're all done.
Right.
They don't go, oh, hey, we're done.
Yeah.
That last flower we planted, woohoo!
Yeah.
Right? Who's going to water that? I'm just
Yeah.
using a very basic.
Yeah.
Who's going to water that flower? What are the plans for that flower? Right? Like it's constant. So downtown management is so important, and that's why. And here's where I cry in the podcast, but that's why seriously, your work, every one of you, your work and your organization's work and your volunteers' work is so important because it's a daily exercise that you have to do, and it's constant planning and constant communication and constant working together and finding new resources all the time. And so, kudos to each one of you for doing that. I did it for several years in Emily City, and it was very rewarding, and but it's difficult. Yeah.
So parting words, what would you like our listeners to know about MDA that you haven't maybe already shared?
I think if you are looking for any kind of resources to strengthen your downtown, you don't have to be a DDA or Downtown Development Authority to participate in our workshops or some of the resources that we offer. It's a real easy, simple way to learn more about downtowns. But I also would encourage everyone to really think about how you are celebrating and supporting your downtowns and your small businesses. I think now more than ever, we need to support our small businesses in our downtowns, and it can be a very simple thing, right? You don't have to go and drop $200 in a store, but you certainly could stroll the sidewalk, look at the windows, decorations, say hi to your favorite service business that's downtown, buy a coffee from your local downtown. So it doesn't have to mean you spend all of your money there, although that would be nice. But little changes like that make a big difference. When I owned the gift store in downtown Farmington, when we were closing, how many people came in? Oh, I've never been in here before, right? And so next week I'll visit. Next week, well, your small businesses need to know that now. And so it is a simple write a lovely review. We are quick to go on our phones and give a bad review, but why can't we do that for a good review? And that certainly helps. Or volunteer. I bet you guys, ladies, are always looking for volunteers,
always,
right?
Always.
Yeah. So all that I think is key, and that would really be my final thought is how can you support your downtowns, your small businesses, and think about it. And it does not take a lot of money or even time in some cases to do so.
And taking that to the next step, refer to your friends. Share with your friends things that you have found, even if you can't spend the money at a specific organization. Share that with your community or your network and your friends and your family, and have them visit as well.
And the same with small businesses. They should know also who is in their downtown. So if someone walked in and asked me if I had flowers, we did not sell flowers, but you know what, there's two others in walking distance, and we're very willing to go to a mall and park an eternity away and walk in. So if there's not parking right in front of that store that you want in downtown, it's okay. Just go down a block. It's okay, because what could you look at in between, right? All kinds of lovely flowers and stores, and
enjoy the
everything.
weather.
Enjoy the weather. Grab a social district drink. Whatever.
Exactly. Okay, so a final question for you is, and I'd like to do this. We started doing this last year, and then we kind of stopped just because we transitioned, and we've had a couple podcasts, and I forgot to ask it, but I'm kicking it off back again.
Oh boy.
What would you say has been a great experience that you've had in Oxford, or what is your favorite thing about Oxford?
Well, that's a good one. I love it. So I will say, when Lance and I were dating, and I lived in Oakland County and he lived in Lapeer, Oxford is a natural. That's where I would write. So I loved actually when you had to stop at the light downtown. There's a lot to look at, right? You have a lot going on, and you always have for several years now. And I can attest to that. When we were dating, and I had to stop at the light there in downtown, because you can take a look at all the beautiful windows displays that your merchants have. The flowers are beautiful. There's a new streetscape. How old?
Yeah, I think that's about 5 years.
Yeah, about then. So I mean, it's a beautiful downtown. If you have to stop, take a look around. The lights, if you're going at night, your lights on top. Yes, and I mentioned, of course, the Oktoberfest crawl. We brought a lot of people from.
You did.
Yeah,
you had a whole crew with you.
We did. Yeah, so it's all part of the job, Kimberly.
Yes, you have to.
All
quality assurance.
Job. That's right.
Yeah. To know that with our small businesses. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just great stuff. We've gone to concert there too. I could go on and on.
Yeah.
How long is the podcast? I still have more to say about
I
Oxford.
mean, you're welcome to keep going, but well, thank you so much.
You.
We appreciate you taking the time to come to Oxford. We're actually in Orion right now, but we love Orion as well. And so thank you for driving here and taking the time to do this out of your busy schedule, because yes, we're busy, but so are you.
Yeah.
You have a lot of communities to support throughout the state. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Keep up the great work. It's a great team here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, just very quickly, and then we'll get out of here. Oh, anything you want to share about what's going on at the DDA?
Everything is kicking off this week.
Yes.
So Tuesdays we had line dancing that started this last Tuesday. Wednesday last night, the rain held off just enough so that they could get cornhole games in.
Nice.
We're hoping the same will happen tonight for our first concert.
Yes. So if you happen to be at our concert tonight, you'll be able to see these fun documents that we put together We have our flyer that has all of our summer activities and sponsors and fun things. And then we have a calendar of events. I'm trying to figure out my camera. Whoops, sorry guys. Camera is here. It's a photo magnet. So we have like the events in the middle, and then you can use the magnet on the outside, take a picture of yourself at the event, and put that on your fridge. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff kicking off
Yes.
for the summer, and
And then the market will start July 10th.
yes,
So.
and we have the pub crawl.
Oh, the pub crawl
Next
next
week.
Saturday or
Hey,
Friday.
Kimberly, if I'm not going to the concert tonight, where can I find more information about
Yeah.
events?
Well, we definitely have them on our website. So all of our events are on our website, and then Facebook is probably the primary area of where we post what's happening and real-time updates. We do have an Instagram account as well. We do post on there,
Yes. We're
Yeah.
we're trying to get
to
that
do
back.
more. Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, website, Facebook, all those things, which we will put your website. We'll link it in the comments when we
Perfect.
post it
Okay.
for people to be able to contact you if they're interested in more information about becoming a member, or if they just have any questions or want to
Sounds
pick your
good.
brain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Well,
That's,
anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, let's do it. Let's go get ready for concerts.
Oh.